cannibal. They call me the king of the jungle. Indestructible, undeniable. I'm a man with a plan, understand. They call me the king of the jungle. Let me make things clear, let me set things straight. I like it medium rare, I like that blood on my plate. Now I got people to feed, I got money to make. It's in my DNA, always to be first place. If it don't make money, man, it don't make sense. This is the main event, I am the main event. Whoever I'm up against, can't sit on the fence. The extent of my strength, I give it 100%. Yes! Yeah! Who wanna play with me now? Get ready! I'm the king of the jungle. I'm invincible, I'm unstoppable. I'm a lion, come tamed, I'm a cannibal. I'm the king of the jungle.
Canon, delighting you always. delighting you always.
I'm invincible, I'm unstoppable, I'm alive, I'm tamed, I'm a cannibal. Indestructible, undeniable, I'm a man with a plan, understand. Let me make things clear, let me set things straight. I like it medium rare, I like that blood on my plate. Now I got people to feed, I got money to make. It's in my DNA, always to be first place. If it don't make money, man, it don't make sense. This is the main event, I am the main event. Whoever I'm up against, can't sit on the fence. The extent of my strength, I give it 100%. Yes! Yeah! Who wanna play with me now? Get ready! I'm the king of the jungle! I'm invincible, I'm unstoppable, I'm alive, I'm tamed, I'm a cannibal. I'm the king of the jungle.
Canon, delighting you always.
Okay, good evening, everyone. This is Aaron Garcia again of Canon Marketing Philippines, and welcome to Born to Rule Canon EOS R3 live discussion here on Canon Talks. By the way, guys, pardon me in advance because I might be experiencing episodes of coughing, so may ubo lang ako. But well, I have, and of course, I have a slight fever because of the second dose of the vaccine. That's why, I'm hot tonight. No, I'm hot tonight. But no, just joking. No, I'm not the hot item. No, tonight. But there is actually a hot item that is about to rule the photography community in the Philippines, and I'm referring to, well, of course, um, the newly launched, Canon EOS R3 last Tuesday night. So I'm sure a lot of you guys watched that video, no? Excited na ba kayo? All right, no? But before that, no, let's go first to or before we go, no, to the meat of this discussion, no. Allow me first to give you mga pag-good vibes muna, no. And these are all the Canon camera promos, no. So here they are. Yes, Jeff. So Jeff, can we have the promos? Let's have the promo. So let's just wait, guys, for the promo. Yes, as we all know, we have this September, of course, mega sales, no, until end of the September. So you can visit us, no, dun sa Canon PH for more details, because we'll be giving away, no, even to professionals, no, of course, freebies, no, and most of all, no, Canon would like to have a parang easy payment, no, for those people who would like to avail of our professional, no, the EOS R, the RP, of course the R5. We have no promo that it's 6 months. Imagine that, 6 months, zero interest, no, for those who would like to avail that. So imagine, I know Canon understands, no, our situation during this pandemic. That's why we're giving you all these promos para you can acquire the professional camera, no, and then zero interest. All you have to do is just give your credit card and spread it, the payment for 6 months. So ang galing, no, very convenient, no, for everyone. At saka well, somehow makikita natin na uh, tawag dito, yung ma-acquire mo na yung camera mo na hindi pa mabigat sa budget mo. That's why sabi nga ni Canon, we're delighting you always. So more Jeff, more slides for our viewers, yung mga promos natin. As I said nga, ito may mga freebies, and of course zero interest, no, for 6 months, no. And then next, yan, mga full frame natin, no. Of course, hindi lang yan mga professional natin, even mga vloggers, no, yung mga vloggers natin dyan na viewers, we have something for you, no. Tawag dito yung mga discounted, tawag dito yung cameras natin, and of course, we have the M50. So yan, so visit us sa Canon PH Facebook, because yan, mga content creators, we have our promos for you guys, no. Yan, hindi lang vloggers, hindi lang mga professionals, made for hobbyists also. So yung mga 1500, yung mga 3000D, so we have a good price for you dito sa mga cameras natin. That's why always remember, visit Canon PH Facebook page, and you will see all the details, no, even Pixma printers. You can also what you call this, avail, no, yung mga special price nila, and of course yung mga bagong mga products natin, yung mga pro printers natin. Yes, so I know that you guys are so excited about this launch, no, of the EOS R3, no. So by the way, before I introduce to you our guest, no, alam ko gustong-gusto niyo na talaga, no. But by the way, gusto ko sana, I'm encouraging everyone to lahat ng mga natin to write down, no, at the comment section yung mga questions ninyo na gustong malaman from our guest speakers or guest professional photographers later, para masagot, no. And in some way, there's the Canon team, no, who will also answer at the comment section. All right. So as I mentioned, I'm inviting also everyone, no, to be part of the Canon PH Viber community, and it's new, no? And for those who would like to be part of this community, itong Viber community, get special rewards, no? In the future, malay mo, baka meron tayong mga rewards, no, for those who are part of this community, or updates, no? Ngayon kasi updates on Canon promos and exclusive deals, no? So please join our Canon PH Viber community, and of course, ano na yan, pwede ka na mag-register anytime. All right. Okay. I'm back, and to our to our discussion. Alam ko ito na to, no, the EOS R3, and I'm sure kayo rin very excited. So our first, no, guest speaker, or I mean guest professional photographer. I think hindi na yata kailangan ito ng introduction, because he's known the entire Philippines, even yung kasulok-sulukan na island dito sa Pilipinas, kilalang kilala to, no? He's known for tawag dito, talagang sports photography, no? Doon siya talaga nakilala. And after that, he evolved, and he really proven himself to be a very good landscape photographer, even astro, street life photography, tapos even travel photography. Talagang he's really good. I mean, really excellent, no? Produces, excellent images. So, of course, I want you to welcome Canon brand ambassador, Mr. Jijo de Guzman. Hello, Jijo.
Hey, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to all the viewers out there. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us.
All right, yeah. Sorry, I have to offline because of I cough na. Well, anyway, so Jijo, standby ka lang dyan, because I'm going to introduce naman our next guest, no, professional photographer who is known and as a portraitist, no, or portrait photography, and of course he won several photo contests, no, during her early days, no, of her photography career, and overall, no, by the way, she's the grand champion of 2013 Canon Photo Marathon. So, and she's also known for fine arts portraiture, in her fine arts portraiture, with Amor Celeste, no, method of editing, no, working with famous movie celebrities in the country, and yun. Please welcome, no, Canon professional photographer Miss Maricris Fabi Carlos. Hello, Maricris.
Good evening, everyone. Magandang gabi po sa lahat ng viewers natin. So, eto na.
Yes. Correct, no? So, standby ka rin din, Maricris.
Yes.
And Jijo. So, our next guest for tonight is also a known filmmaker, no? Doing video projects with known personalities in film and the media, no? So, and doing several wedding videos and directing, no? He's a director, directing even commercial or product videos and documentary as well. Yan. So please welcome Canon brand ambassador, direct Ian Celis. Hello, Ian.
Hello, Sir Aaron, kamusta? And hello sa ating mga nanonood dyan. Oo nga, I'm glad that you're here with us tonight, and I'm glad that there are a lot of people watching us tonight. Hello sa inyo.
Exactly. Kasi ito nga sinasabi natin newly launched na EOS R3. Talagang dati rumor lang yan, di ba? But now this is real, no? We already launched last Tuesday, and it's real. At it's about to rule, no? About to rule soon in the community, in the photography community here in the Philippines. Okay, so siguro banatan na natin ng isa munang no, yung after watching, no, yung what you call this, yung regional launch nung last Tuesday. what was your what was your impression of this camera? Do you think it will make a big difference in your style and workflow if you use this model, the Canon EOS RC in the EOS R series, no, which is the R3, no? So, Jijo, what do you think about it?
Yeah. I've been excited with this camera ever since it was confirmed to come out over 2 months ago. No, I was a bit disappointed that it didn't come out in time for the Olympics, but I also understand why. Because of this pandemic, a lot has been uncertain. So I understand. I'm really excited and consistent from the beginning. The R in the EOS R has always meant to me revolutionary. And this camera is no different. The the words game changer has been used a lot, but uh, I have to say it again because it really applies to this camera. And more importantly, I really strongly feel that Canon carefully listened to professional photographers and videographers in designing and building this camera. And I have no doubt that it will help me with my craft. And I'm really excited to talk more about it as we go along tonight.
Correct, correct. Alam ko, Jijo, parang feeling ko sanay kang pag-usapan ito because you came from a 1DX user. So alam ko marami kang maikukwento ng developments with this new R3 natin, no? Tama ba ako, Jijo?
Yeah, I've been I'm using a 1DX, but I've been using a 1D body for 10 years now. No? I started in actually exactly 10 years last month. Since 2011, I've been using 1D bodies, and I'm very familiar with their behavior, with their nature. But it's the first time we're having a professional mirrorless body, which is really so exciting for me. I can't wait to try it.
Nako, alam mo marami tayong pag-uusapan diyan mamaya, no. So siguro lang tayo, standby lang tayo. So let's go to Maricris, no. I know kasi si Jijo kasi we're talking about sports, no, mostly sports, no, and mga active yung mga events or something like that, no. Ikaw naman, it's more on the portrait side, no. So what can you say about it? What can you say about it? Yung first impression mo.
Yeah, well, like any other photographer out there, no, I'm so excited with this new flagship camera, the Canon EOS R3. Because besides its lightweight camera, its body similar to 1D Mark III, if I'm not mistaken, no. So they also have two new budget friendly RF lenses, which now very useful to make kind of photography portraits nga.
Oh, that's good. That's good, no. Mamaya you will definitely talk about relation or how yung benefits of this new R3, no, EOS R3 to the portraiture, no, field, no, or yung genre natin. So to those people na nakikinig sa atin dito, we are not limiting to sports and portraiture, but of course we are also expanding it to even to the landscape, and later on malalaman nyo yung mga features niya na applicable ito and very useful itong EOS R3, no. And of course, as I said, after talking about stills, we are talking about video naman, no. So we'll ask Ian Celis, no. Ian, what your initial thoughts or your initial, how do you call this, impression of this camera?
Actually, unlike Sir Jijo and Maricris, no, na excited. Ako, super excited talaga ako nung nakita ko yung mga yung mga features nito, lalo na nung nakita ko na meron sobra, no? So, nung nakita ko yung mga features nito, yung mga rumors na okay siya for mga fast cars and motorcycles, nako, sabi ko sana umabot to sa shoot namin for Ride PH. So I'm very excited na malapit na and we're starting to shoot the Ride PH episodes for season 6. So saktong-eksakto ang pagdating ng R3.
Well, don't worry, marami pa yung mga opportunities. You will get more projects related to it, and I'm excited that you're going to show us some footages, no, of how this R3 works, no, for those people na, of course, motorcycles and vehicles. Ako, ayoko may preempt, ayoko ma-preempt itong usapan na to because I know this time you will talking about, you know, yung mga strong features, no, na talagang mapapa-amaze ka, you will be, you know, parang, parang, ano to, talagang shocking na parang, wow, this is only for, you know, only or exclusive for EOS R3 or madudrol ka about, you know, sana, ano, ma-afford ko kagad to para mabili ko kagad to at, you know, you know, mag-pre-order kagad ako, no? So, after, you know, hearing all these impressions, no, I mean, after hearing, guys, no, after hearing all the impressions and thoughts of our speakers, no, tonight, let me go through the deeper, no, deeper discussion, no, of EOS R3 on the, you know, significant features of the camera, which is, you know, very much related to their, you know, genre or to their career. And know that this camera is very, you know, to be exact, no, a very powerful camera and bringing some unique features that are very helpful and beneficial, no, to all our photographers who are watching now, no. So siguro let's start it with Jijo kasi as I mentioned, yung migration niya talagang from the DSLR to mirrorless tapos 1DX to R3 parang ano yun, nagko-correlate eh. Parang ano eh. So, nako, there are a lot of things to talk about it, no, Jijo, no? Tell us more about, you know, good news about this, um, how would you call this? Powerful EOS R3.
Okay, there's so much to talk about. I could go on and on, you know, with my excitement talking about the features. But well, initially I'll focus on four, you know, talking points that I think are very vital as far as my type of photography is concerned. And maybe later on, if we have more time, I can talk about some more features of the camera. I want to start with the one-piece magnesium alloy build of the camera. You know, for professional photographers and videographers, build is very important. You know, we shoot out there, out in the elements, and having a very durable camera helps a lot. Add to that the weather sealing. Okay, Canon has already announced that the weather sealing of this R3 is similar to the 1DX, which is really great for extreme weather conditions. So it helps a lot with professionals like us. This camera is as tough as it can get. You know, it's the toughest camera out there. Next is the fully articulating LCD. I'm excited with this feature because it's the first time we're having a professional DSLR, sorry, professional camera body that has an articulating LCD. I know we've had that before in other cameras, the R5, the R6, but what makes it different with the R3 is that the articulating LCD is also weather sealed. Yeah, you heard it right, guys. It's weather sealed. Saan ka nakakita ng LCD na weather sealed? R3. So that really excites me. It you know, it changes the game. It levels it up. Next is the drive speed. Okay, some of you have probably read that it can shoot 12 frames per second with mechanical shutter and 30 frames per second with electronic shutter. I want to explain this. I think this is a good opportunity to explain the difference between the two. When you say mechanical shutter, that's when you have the curtains, the front and the rear curtains, covering the sensor of the camera to control the exposure. Okay, so you have curtains. When you talk about electronic shutter, that is when the camera or the sensor turns on and off to control the exposure. So with the mechanical shutter, you have physical mechanical movements in the camera. So you can only shoot 12 frames per second. However, you can shoot 30 frames per second with the electronic shutter because there are no physical movements inside. So guys, this is very fast. This is very fast. The 1DX Mark III only shoots 20 frames, only, you know, only. It can only shoot 20 frames per second. The R3 is 50% faster. Okay, that's another exciting thing for me. pag may na-miss ka pa sa 30 frames per second, ewan ko na lang. Ewan ko na lang. This camera will do it for you. Okay. Next, last but not the least, for now, I want to talk about the AF system. The AF system has been leveled up again in this camera. We know that the R5, the R6 can shoot people and animals, face and eye tracking. This time with the R3, we now have vehicle tracking. It can track vehicles. It can AF vehicles. It can even AF helmets. Okay, why helmets? When you have a human in as your subject, but there's no visible eye or face, then you know you can track the helmet for cycling, motorcycling in particular. So there's that. Then I saved this one for last. Okay, uh, the eye controlled autofocus system. Okay? Eye controlled autofocus system. Now, before I explain it, this technology isn't new to Canon. This eye controlled AF system came out back in 1992. In fact, I still have the camera, the first ever camera with the eye controlled AF. Okay, this is the EOS 5. Okay. Came out in 1992. It's the first ever camera with the eye controlled AF. Now, what is the eye controlled AF? I'll simplify it. The camera, the R3, is now able to autofocus on the subject by simply, with the photographer, looking at the subject. So, titingnan mo lang. You look into the viewfinder, titingnan mo lang yung subject mo, kung saan mo gusto mag-AF, pag half press mo, nandun na yung AF. Or naka-half press ka, nakatingin ka dito sa kaliwa, ilipat mo yung tingin mo sa kanan, the AF will follow. No need to fiddle with the buttons to move the AF points, wala na. Tingnan mo lang yung gusto mong i-focus, susunod na siya. I'm sure some of you are mind blown right now, but it's true. It's true. However, it needs calibration. When you get your camera, you need to do a little setup. You need to calibrate, looking at the viewfinder. I haven't used the camera to clarify, but if it's anything like the previous eye-controlled AF of Canon, you need some calibration, but it works perfectly after that. So that's an eye-controlled AF. There's still so much to talk about, but there's Maricris and Ian, so I'll turn it over to them for now, and maybe we'll talk about the camera's features further after a while.
Yeah, all right. It's okay, no, it's okay, Jijo, no, because I'm about to, to ask you about it before we transition to Maricris, no, about this, eye control AF, no. Talagang I'm so amazed because as yung technology natin, no, way back hanggang ngayon, although sabi mo nga yung DSLR that time yung 1DX had this, I think 1993, tama ba yun, Jijo, na it started there. Yes, so tapos nabalik uli, pero imagine yung technology na through the power of your eyes, no, you're able to transfer already or transition yung focus mo from one subject to another using your yung eyes mo, no. So grabe, no, that's a very very a very good technology, no, na EOS R3, no, has given to our photographers, no. And
I'm sorry.
siguro
Yeah. Sorry.
sige.
I'm sure there's a big difference already with the eye-controlled AF of the film days and the eye-controlled AF of this one, the RP. But I'm very sure that the foundation is the same. For the R3, there are infrared LEDs inside the viewfinder that tracks your pupil, yung pupil nung shooter, para malaman niya kung saan nakatingin. Tapos doon niya ilalagay yung AF. It's really amazing. Yeah,
saka ito pa, no. Sorry guys, no, medyo nagbababad lang kami dito because I'm so it's a mind-blowing idea that I think because of the 8 stops, capability of the R3, yung sinasabing you can, photograph, no, yung nighttime, uh, well, using handheld lang, no, for 4 seconds, no, na talagang, wow. I remember, I think Edwin Martinez tried it, R6 ng 2 seconds, and sa R6 ko na, 2 seconds na handheld, na talagang all cleared, talagang maganda. Imagine 2 seconds, di ba? In landscape photography, it's a big no-no when you do a night shot, always have a tripod, no? Pero ito, grabe, R6, 2 seconds na try ni Edwin Martinez, no? But ito, it's yung 4 seconds handheld, creating, beautiful night shots. Talagang, wow, talagang advisable also for those who are into, landscape photography, no? So, actually, there are a lot of things to talk about it. So, siguro, Maricris, on the portrait side naman, no? Let's see how, this product relate, no, to your genre, no? May kwento ka lang how, your experience and all this. Yeah.
Same as Jijo, no? I would like to try the eye autofocus feature also because I know sa genre ko, it will quickly remain focused to my subject. Then, the external feature of the camera, yung weatherproof body like my 5D Mark III. What more pa with this Canon R3? I remember nga when I was shooting in 7 Falls in Jensen, uh, yung model na siyempre falls, so yung model nababasa na. So nasa front ako ng model, so with a low angle, so nakikita ko yung camera basang-basa. Actually, basang-basa, so nagwo-worry ako. Baka akala ko masira. So pero yung dahil nga weatherproof siya, yung sealed talaga siya. So hindi hanggang ngayon yung 5D ko, okay pa siya. Kaya iniisip ko tong Canon R3 na 'to, na yung durability na. So it is very important kasi the body of the camera is weather sealed like the Canon R3. Then plus yung LCD screen niya, it's to offer a movable rear display and weather sealed. So it easier to us to shoot on the low angle and high angle perspective. And yung
Maricris.
yes.
Yeah, I remember, ang portraiture mo hindi kasi studio lang, no? You're
Yes.
also doing
Outdoor shoot.
outdoor, no? Tapos may
Mm.
pagka-landscape, ganyan.
Yes,
So,
yes.
talagang talagang prone talaga yung camera into yung whatever, kung ano man
Sa
mangyari,
init
magkaroon
kung
ng
anong
mist,
weather.
mabasa,
Yes.
mainitan and all this. So, I think
Same
tama yan,
as
yung durability, no,
yes,
na
same yung lens ng mga Canon. And saka yung
Mhm.
handling grip niya. Sa 5D kasi pagka nagsushoot ako vertically, sumasakit yung arms ko. Pero with this Canon EOS R3, siguro yung external vertical grip niya, 'di ba, mas komportable ka yung handling niya. Tulad ng EOS 1D Mark III, but in a small form naman yung Canon EOS R3. Okay? Then, pangatlo, yung dust and drip resistance niya. Kasi this feature is really helpful for me. I remember may shoot din ako sa Dubai. So, I need to quickly run inside the car just to change my lens. So, for that short time, I missed the moment to capture the camel running out of the desert. So, imagine if I have this Canon EOS R3 back then right there and then I could possibly change my lens anytime because of this feature. Kasi nga yung 5D na gamit ko pagpapalit ng lens, you will worry na mapasukan ng dust yung sensor mo.
Yeah,
Unlike
because
this
yes, well, of course, R5, R6, and now R3. I think yung curtain, no, nagko-close siya
close
to
siya.
protect the
Oo.
sensor, no. Yeah, yes,
Yes.
yes.
So, siya imagine nga nung yung Canon protector kami para matagal mo parang magamit yung cam mo. So, napaka-useful ng yung dust and drip resistance nito. Yes, and pang-apat, I also would like to try the accessory, yung Canon STE10 speedlight transmitter. Kasi knowing nagsushoot ako ng controlled environment, this multi-interface show for the speedlight triggers. Ang kagandahan nito kasi, yung multi-function shoe niya, may ability siyang suportahan yung power supply directly from the camera. It means itong transmitter na to may battery less. So, hindi na kailangan ng, di ba tayo pag sa trigger, yung sa akin, yung sa trigger ko pag nag-studio kasi ako, minsan nauubusan ako ng battery sa may trigger ko. So, hindi ka na magwo-worry na maubusan ka ng battery. So, yung battery mismo, nagsusupply ng trigger, you can also use the Type-C cable to use your power bank. So, hindi ka nagwo-worry rin kasi ginagamit din sa may hatchu mo para magkaroon siya ng supply ng power. So, nagwo-worry ka baka maubusan ka ng battery dun sa may mismong cam mo. So, pwede mo nung gumamit ng Type-C cable to use your power bank. Pero I know with this kind of yung EOS R3, mas long yung battery niya naglalast. Okay? And so far yun muna yung i-discuss ko regarding sa R3.
All right. Okay, thank you so much, Maricris. No, that's the portrait portrait field, no, or portrait genre, no. And now I will transition you, no. I will transition you now to the video field, no. Sa mga nasa video field dyan, I'm sure you're interested kayo dito to know more about the advantages, no, of this camera to the video or filmmakers, no, in general, no, in general. So tell us more, no, about this, Direct Ian.
So just like Sir Jijo, nabanggit niya na kanina yung vehicle autofocus, yun talaga yung nagpa-excite sa akin. Yun talaga yung gusto ko talagang makahawak na ng R3. It will make our work easier with our shoots with Ride PH kasi before we use the R5 and then the EOS R, but syempre there are times na kumakalas yung focus. Minsan napupunta sa ibang subject na pumapasok. Like for example, if we are in a street where we are shooting a motorcycle in front of us, tapos merong vehicle or kotse na dumaan sa tabi ng motorcycle, pwedeng mapunta dun or pwedeng ma-out of focus. So with this feature, pag nilagay namin yung autofocus dun sa helmet, I'm sure hindi na kakalas dun sa rider namin. It will be focused parati sa kanya and then sharp parati siya, no? So yun talaga yung nagbigay sa akin na sana makakahawak na ako nito, Canon PH, di ba? Tapos another feature
Ian.
na
Ian.
Yes,
Ian, before you migrate to other features, no, let's hear, no, na yung development, no, ng mga R series natin, no, of course the R5 and R6, of course yung eye detect, no, tapos meron pa siyang yung animal eye detect. Now with the R3, aside from these two, meron pa tong yung tinatawag na helmet, motorcycle, or even cars, no, na mapo-focus na talagang additional, no, na mga focus sa subjects na kailangan ng mga photographers natin, no. So tama-tama, ang galing, no. Ang galing ng development ng and advancement ng technology, no.
Kasi ang motorcycles, ang bibilis talaga niyan like hindi naman yan yung minsan liliko kagad, so we have to time it. Hindi natin maiiwasan na merong ibang sasakyan na tumabi sa kanya. So with yung helmet na parating naka-lock in tayo dun sa helmet, sobrang helpful sa amin ito. It will surely give us easy shoots. Wala masyadong take 2, wala masyadong take 3. May iwasan namin yon. So, yun, ang ganda nun. And then another feature talaga rin na napakaganda dito. I know we already have mobile transfer with the EOS R and the R5. Mabilis na yun. pero ito pinabilis pa. Like upgraded mobile transfer ng files, di ba? So imagine na lang kung meron ako nito nung pumunta si Kevin Durant dito sa Manila. So during that time, we were tasked to take videos and photos of Kevin Durant's visit here in the Philippines. So kahit saan pumupunta siya. So besides the photo and besides the video, isa pang nagpahirap sa akin, medyo nahirapan talaga ako dahil bago to yung pinagawa sa amin. So I think it was 2018, medyo bago pa yung mga IG stories. So my task, yung task ko talaga is to make IG stories for Kevin Durant. So while for example, andito siya sa Araneta, dapat maipasa ko kaagad sa client or kay Kevin Durant's yung mga humahawak ng account ni Kevin Durant, maipasa ko kaagad sa kanya yung video na 15-seconder so that parang live talaga yung pag-update ng IG account ni Kevin Durant. So, if nung time na yon, kapag nagvi-video ako gawa ko 15-seconder, ang gagawin namin, ipapasa ko pa siya sa, tatagalin ko pa yung card, papasa ko ngayon sa isang may hawak ng laptop, and then siya yung magta-transfer ng file through internet dun sa client or sa Nike. But with this one, you can use a wire na nakakabit sa ibabaw ng camera mo and then transfer kagad using 5G. So, upgraded talaga. What if meron na to ng time na yon? So, ang bilis siguro talagang maibibigay ni Kevin Durant yung mga IG stories niya. Yon. So, another thing is the 4K 120 FPS. So, as we all know, there are a lot of couples right now who are yung bang gustong-gusto nila that sa wedding videos nila may mga slow-mo. It adds story, it adds elegance. So, with the 120 FPS, sobrang maganda yung maidadagdag sa video natin. And then, syempre yung 6K at saka yung Canon Log 3. It will give us more flexibility during our editing. It will give us more freedoms. Kasi, like for example, if we have a 6K footage and then we'll put it in a full HD timeline, so ang laki nung pwede namin paglaruan na video. Ang laki nung 6K. So, and another one is yung color. So, with the Canon Log 3, pwedeng kahit na sigurong pwede namin i-color, no? Super powerful. Ayun. So, yun yung nagpa-excite sa akin dito sa R3 na to. Ang dami pa, pero I hope we have more time. Sa iba muna, kay Sir Jijo ulit tayo.
Jijo, ikaw naman Jijo, meron ka bang mga iba pang mga, mga insights or para bang na-amaze ka pa ng mga features ng EOS R3 natin?
Promise earlier.
I think naka-mute. Yan.
Yeah, okay. So, some more features to talk about, no? The blackout-free electronic viewfinder. Okay, what does this mean? Ano yung blackout-free? When you shoot, for example, with a DSLR, if you look at your viewfinder, each time the camera takes a frame, the screen blacks out. So nawawala yung nakikita mo. Okay, nawawala. Now imagine if this happens with a camera that's 30 frames per second. So mangyayari, parang nagbi-blink yung screen mo. Nagbi-blink siya pag nagba-blackout. Yes. That's okay, if you're experienced, but it's let's admit it can be annoying. But with the R3, wala na tayong blackout. It's blackout free. So imagine shooting 30 frames per second, but the way it appears in your viewfinder, it's like a video. Kumukuha siya ng litrato, pero no interruption yung view mo. So if you're a sports photographer like me, mas madali nang sundan yung subject, mas madali nang tingnan. You can keep track of the subject. Hindi na siya nawawala because there's no blackout. That's very significant, especially with a fast camera like this. Okay, and another one, I want to talk about the reduced weight. Okay, the R3 is only 822 grams. Okay, 822 grams. That's so light for a professional body. Let's put that into perspective. If you've seen the 1DX Mark III, okay, 1DX Mark III, that's 1,440 grams. Okay, 1,440 grams. So the R3 is over 40% lighter. Halos kalahati ng weight ng 1DX Mark III itong R3. And further comparison, the EOS R5 is 738 grams. Okay, so less than 100 grams ang diferensya nila ng the R5 and the R3. Less than 100 grams. And those of you who are very familiar with the 5D Mark IV, it's a very popular camera, 5D Mark IV. The 5D Mark IV is 800 grams. So pareho, imagine a professional body with a built-in grip, with a bigger battery, one-piece magnesium alloy, sobrang gaang niya. Sobrang gaang. That's really, really, really nice, especially for a hefty camera like this. Malaki na nga yung lente mo, malaki pa yung camera mo, the weight, becomes a factor. But this time around, malaki na yung iginaang niya.
And di ba, Jijo, di ba? Di ba, Jijo, sa sports, di ba, on the go ka lagi. So, it's an advantage, no, for sports photographer na, malaking convenience for them because gaang, takbo agad, catching moments and all this, no, lalo na yung mga masyadong magalaw, no, na mga sports, no?
Yes, correct. And not only that, when you shoot with big gear, with heavy gear, 1-2 hours, you may not feel the weight. But shooting a sporting event that's 3 hours, 4 hours long, or even shooting the whole day, that spells a difference. Ibang usapan na yon. The weight takes its toll on you. And in addition to that, it's not only the R3 that has become lighter. Pati yung mga announcement ng telephoto, like the 100 to 400 na ang gaang-gaang na niya. Sobrang gaang. That combined with the R3, i-compare mo siya with the 1DX Mark III and the 100-400 EF, malaki na yung diferensya ng weight na yun. So that's a welcome addition. That's a very, very positive development.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you for your insight and sharing also, Jijo, on R3, no. Yan, Maricris, do you still have to add on to some features that are related to your genre?
Sorry.
Sa akin kasi, nakita ko rin sa reviews, no, yung custom white balance niya. Before kasi dati sa studio, 'di ba, mag-picture ka pa ng paper. Then i-register mo siya, punta ka pa ng custom white balance, tapos i-register mo yung photo, tsaka so ang dami, long way 'yon. Ngayon, etong nakita ko sa reviews din, parang pipicturean mo na lang yung subject mo holding with a white paper. Then yun, yung pupunta ka na lang ng custom white balance, then i-click mo yung custom white balance, okay na siya. So mas shorter way.
Yeah,
So,
I think
yung
I think the EOS R actually already tawag dito, modified it na talagang nag-a-adjust na siya, no, dun sa tinatawag nating white balance, no, na
yes.
na feature niya, no. So yun yung kagandahan, no. So medyo na-shorten yung process of shooting, white band paper and then going through those parang calibration. So
Yes.
yun yung kagandahan nga nung yung technology, no. Good thing about technology of Canon, as it progresses, you can see na they're already adjusting, no, yung mga needs ng mga photographer na nako-correct din nila at the same time. Yun kaya na-i-improve, no, every time they produce new units of tawag dito, units of Canon cameras, no. Anything else, Maricris? Meron ka pa bang mga observation?
Yung sa wireless trigger din, yung di ba may mic siya? And yung trigger niya, yung STE10. So, pag nilagay mo pala siya sa hot shoe, no, pwede mo na siyang, before kasi, yung trigger, may LCD, so doon ka nag-a-adjust ng channels, ng mga So dito, automatic na 'yon sa yung sa camera menu ka na mag-a-adjust. Same din
Wow.
same din nung mic na DMEID stereo mic ng Canon. So, ito yung pwede sa mga vlogger talaga. Hindi ka na, yung noise, pwede mo nang i-adjust. Yung less, yung background noise, pwede mo na i-less, yung mga ganun. So, ito, napakaganda ng feature ng na to. Lahat on cam
Sa R3. Talagang
sa R3.
talagang ito na, dito ka na magko-concentrate sa camera, the body itself. All right,
Exactly.
thank you so much. Thank you so much, Maricris. Ian, would you like to add a few more? Meron ka ba bang would like to say about EOS R3 on the video side?
Siguro, yung reduced rolling shutter rolling shutter distortion, no? Napakalaking bagay, no, lalo na sa photo nung nakita ko yung video ng R3. Biruin mo, nababawasan niyo yung mga distortion. Same with video rin kasi. Pag nagpapan kami or anything na mabilis talaga yung kinukunan, sometimes nagkakaroon talaga ng distortion. So, it would really help din sa video side. And then yung EV negative 7.5 na autofocus in the dark. So, medyo kakaiba to dahil kahit madilim, pwede na nating magkaroon tayo ng hindi na mawawala yung autofocus sa mga kinukunan nating subjects kahit madilim. So, malaking bagay rin to. At saka, syempre, yung...
I think, Ian, we're talking about EV negative 7.5.
Yes.
Baka pwede na yan i-recommend sa government, lalo sa mga intelligence and all this, no? Na pwede, diba? So, grabe. Yung EV negative 7.5, no? For you to, get a sharp image, no, even in a very, very low light or night shot, talagang, perfect.
Hindi ka mawawala sa focus, sir, di ba?
Correct.
Meron kaming mga shoots na documentary na minsan, syempre, hindi namin kailangan may ilawan pa yon. So, and run and gun. So, minsan, kahit madilim, we have to shoot, and then with this feature, sure na locked in pa rin kami sa subject namin. Hindi kami mawawala. Diba? Hindi mawawala na yung pagka-sharp ng subject namin. Saka isa pa palang nagustuhan ko, Sir Aaron, no? Yung yung LPE19 battery na ginagamit dito kasi napakalakas nito. I'm sure kahit na buong araw kami mag-shoot, baka hindi maubos yung battery. Saka in case maubos man yung battery, pwedeng i-charge ng power bank, di ba? It's something na would really help sa mga run and gun shooters like me.
Correct. Alam mo, yan pwede ka na din bumili na extra battery. All you have to do is to have your kasi yung isang battery mo rin, i-charge mo rin yun. Tapos, in terms of emergency, madali mo na siyang isaksak kasi, you're missing a lot of moments, no? Mawala ka lang sa paningin mo, yung mga gusto mong kunan, mawawala yan kasi because you lack battery or something o meron kang kulang na mga SD cards and all this, all those things na iniisipan natin, no? Pero with this one nga, itong power bank na to, pasok mo lang to, immediately save ka na doon sa moment na yon, makukuha mo na yung moment na yun, hindi ka kailangan.
Diba? Lahat ng moment,
correct.
Siguradong kuha mo, wala kang kahit nga hindi ka na magsama ng ibang tao para maghawak ng mga battery or ng mga di ba, ng saksakan or anything. So
correct.
Bagay na bagay siya for run and gun shooters or event photographers and videographers.
That's good. That's very good. Actually, we've been hearing a lot of unique features, advantage features, no, of EOS R3, no. Tawag dito, EOS R3 unit, no. And of course, knowing that the product na EOS R3 is also already a powerful and excellent camera, no. Hindi naman natin pwede ring i-disregard yung tinatawag natin yung mga RF lenses na knowing that all RF lenses, my God, when I use it sa pagkuha niya, para siyang macro na sa sobrang sobrang sharp niya talaga, you know, it's so incredible, the RF lenses. That's why talagang very reliable. And speaking of RF lenses, no, guys, there are two new lenses, no, came out, and this is actually the RF 16 millimeter, no, f2.8 STM, no, and of course the RF 100 to 400 f 5.6 to 8 USM, no, guys, would you like to give some insights or perhaps thoughts on how you're going to use this in your genre? Whoever comes first, sino ba ang mas comfortable talking
Uh,
about?
okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the 16 mm first. You know? We're talking about full frame cameras here, you know, with the EOS R. And when you're using full frame, access to an ultra wide lens can be costly. Okay. Ibig ko sabihin, para magkaroon ka ng ultra wide with a full frame, medyo gagastos ka. But not anymore. With the 16 mm 2.8, you have access to an ultra wide lens at a very very practical price. So ang mga makikinabang dito actually mga astrophotographers primarily, sila yung naiisip ko. If we have astrophotographers in the live tonight, please check out this lens, 16 mm 2.8, very small, very light. I won't say the price just yet kasi I'm not sure, pero alam ko mura lang siya. So there's that. Please look into this camera. The next lens that was announced, the other lens that was announced was the 100-400 mm. Okay, this I'm very familiar with this focal range in sports. It's actually my favorite focal range when shooting outdoor sports. 100 to 400. It's very very useful. It covers 99% of what you want to shoot outdoors. RF 400 mm. RF lenses are so sharp. Okay, they're really high quality. And with this 100-400, we were able to bring down the weight. If you look at your screen right now, ang laki ng iginaang niya as compared to the EF counterpart. Okay. I want to talk more about this. Kaya gumaang itong RF. It's because of newer technology, no? Less glass inside, okay, new better material. But more so it's because of the 5.6 to f8. If you compare this with the EF, yung EF kasi 4.5 to 5.6, mas malaki yung aperture. Now, I was discussing with a student a few days ago, and he was concerned that, sir, yung 5.6 to f8 ng RF na in-announce, hindi ba masama pang low light yon kasi 5.6 to f8 na lang? Hindi. The quick answer is hindi. Unang-una, i-attach mo siya sa R body. Sobrang ganda ng noise handling ng R. Hindi mo na kailangan ng mga f4 or f2.8 to reduce your ISO, to minimize your ISO. Kahit mataas yung ISO mo, ang linis ng mga R bodies eh. So a 5.6 to f8 lens, may not allow as much light as a 4.5 to 5.6, but you can just raise your ISO without really significantly increasing the noise. So why am I saying that? Dahil napaliit nila yung aperture, gumaang din yung camera. And this is very important with sports photography. As I mentioned earlier, maganda yung magaang, mas mobile ka. You shoot for 3, 4, 5 hours a day, walang problema. So this is another product that I'm excited to try, the 100 to 400 mm. It's great for outdoor sports, wildlife photography, nature photography. I think it's gonna be a really popular lens.
A good insight, no, Jijo. Maricris, Ian, what can you say about this two, no, or either of the two, no, na pwedeng, you can use for your for your genre.
Sa akin kasi pag nagta-travel, so yung sobrang ang gaan niya plus yung R3, magaan din. So hindi kasi yung sa akin yung 5D plus yung mga lenses parang sobrang bigat para sa babae, 'di ba? Tapos during
Correct.
pagka may outdoor shoot ka pa, kaya malaking bagay itong nag-release sila ng bagong lenses ng RF lenses ng Canon
And I
R3.
think since you're into portraiture tapos
Yes,
may landscape, I think this RF 16 millimeter with
yun,
f2.8 talagang lutang na lutang, no,
magagamit.
yung subject mo. And
Yes.
ang maganda pa nito, STM, it's really affordable. We don't have the price yet, but definitely sa mga nag-into portraiture, I think this is very good, no, lens for you guys, no. Ian, do you think one of these lenses will be useful sa genre?
Sa amin, sobrang useful ng mga RF lenses kasi maliliit. Run and gun shooter, so it's a big thing. It's compact. And then one more thing that I love with RF lenses is yung control ring. So nako-customize siya, di ba? So for
Correct.
videographers na or photographers na parating shoot ng events or ayaw makamiss ng mga moments nga, you can add like for example white balance, pwede mo na i-control with the control ring dahil customizable siya. You don't have to go out of your camera pa and then go to the menu. So with this control ring, laking bagay, di ba, with run and gun shoots and events. So yun, yung pinaka gusto ko yung control ring.
That's good. Very good. No, that's one thing na pwede nating i-highlight din, no, sa mga lenses natin ng RF, no. All right, guys, I know may mga ang dami na nagtatanong. Medyo na-escape na natin, no. Let's go to the comment section. Tingnan natin muna yung Do you hear me, guys? Do you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Siguro iba-backtrack ko muna yung ang dami na nag-comment, no? Sobra na, no? Kailangan nating balikan. So, well, of course, ang daming mga fans kanya-kanya kayong mga fans eh. Ang dami yung hi coming from
Sir Jijo, madaming fans yan talaga eh.
Kaya nga eh, no? So, teka muna, let's Jeff, would you like to help me kung meron kang makita ng mga question? Kasi yung iba dito, puro mga shout out eh, no? So, what model? Yeah, meron dito kay Ives Tadeus, no? So, what model in Canon you can recommend for those who are starting to do vlogs? Yeah, sino yung mga nagba-vlog? I think, di ba yung mo, tawag dito, yung anak mo, Ian.
So, my daughter is using the Canon M50. So, masaya-masaya with the Canon M50. So, for starting vloggers, you can use the M50, the M6, and then kapag gusto mo pa, meron pa tayong iba't ibang cameras like the EOS R3. Pwede din, di ba? O ako, meron akong dating ginawa, EOS R or R5. Ginamit ko nga pang vlog. But, syempre, dun muna tayo sa mga beginners like yun nga, M6, Mark II, or the M50.
Ayun, ako. Puro mga puro mga shout out sa mga narinig natin dito, no? Perhaps they understood, no, or they watch already the videos, kaya more or less may idea na sila, but siguro they just want, puro mga appreciation yung mga nababasa ko dito eh, about EOS R3, no?
Aaron.
Yeah.
May tanong sa akin eh. May nag-message sa akin.
Sige. All right, okay, sige.
Right. Sir, how do you use the control ring in sports photography?
Sige. Please expound on that. No?
Kasi total nasabi na ni Ian yung about the control ring. Dudugtungan ko na lang, no. Without the control ring, for example, nung wala pa, hindi pa siya naiimbento, you have a means to adjust your shutter and your aperture through the dials of the camera. Pwede, di ba? But to adjust the ISO, meron ka na mga pipindutin. Correct? Diba? Ganon. Ngayon, in sports photography, ina-assign ko yung control ring sa ISO. Kasi ang mangyayari doon, okay, your thumb and your finger can now adjust the shutter and the aperture. Depende sa pangangailangan mo. Tapos yung left hand mo holding the control ring can now adjust the ISO. Hindi mo inaalis yung mata mo sa LCD o wala kang pinipindot. Nakokontrol mo yung exposure. Mas mabilis ka magtrabaho. So that's my short answer to that question. There, as Ian mentioned, customizable siya. You can assign exposure compensation. You can adjust white balance. It's up to you. You can even assign AF point assignment. It's up to you. But that's how I use it. I assign it for the ISO.
Ako sir, dagdag ko na rin no with the control ring. Ako naman ang ina-assign ko doon yung white balance. So kasi hindi kami nag-auto white balance during shoots. So kunyari we're shooting a wedding, minsan konting pan mo lang yung itong side na to, iba na yung white balance eh. So kapag lalabas pa ako tatanggalin ko pa yung mga kamay ko para i-adjust yung white balance, papunta pa ako sa menu or somewhere, baka wala na yung moment na hinahabol ko. With the control ring, mabilis ma-adjust yung white balance. So kahit na from 4.6 to 3.6 or 4.6 to 5.6,
madali lang.
Madali na.
All right. Meron question dito, no? Is the EOS R3, no? Perfect for professional photography and videography. How do you rate that or level that impression? May tanong dito eh.
Quick answer there is definitely. It's this camera is built for professionals. It was designed for professionals. So if you're serious about your craft, this is the camera for you. It will meet your demands with features, durability, toughness. Everything is there. So this is the camera for you if you're a demanding photographer.
All right. How about you, Maricris, no? On the portrait field, how do you recommend EOS R3?
Of course, syempre, mas magagamit talaga nila to kasi hindi lang siya pang sports photography enthusiast, no? But as well as for portrait photography, sa mga events din. And yung mga new features niya, at saka dahil sa highly end mirrorless camera siya, aim niya yung mga professional for the demand of the fastest speed and tapos body. So, yes, recommend ko rin
That's
itong
good.
R3.
That's good. And how about you, Ian, for the videography, yung mga videographers or filmmakers natin dyan?
Syempre, recommended din, no? Kasi, yun nga, daming bagong features. But, yun nga, ang sa akin, additional feature pa dito sa akin yung vertical grip. More clients right now are going into vertical video. So, minsan mahirap with producing vertical video na wala namang hawak sa ibang side. So with R3, pwede na naming paglaruan na horizontal and then vertical. So kasi di ba, ngayon, clients are producing IG videos which is vertical and then FB stories, TikTok. So very useful yung yung mga bagong features nito. Tsaka yung mga slow-mo, di ba? Mga clients din yan, they're looking for slow-mo features. So lahat.
All right. Of course, meron dito, do our special guest recommend the EOS R3 as a good upgrade coming from EOS R, no? Sino mga gumamit ng EOS R?
Okay. Is it a good upgrade from the EOS R? Okay. This is a big jump. Okay. So from the R to the R3, it's a big jump. Dadaanan mo yung R6 at yung R5. So there's that. But if you are looking for speed, okay, if you're looking for speed, durability, and top-notch autofocus system, this is the camera for you. Okay, it's the simple answer is there is yes. If that's what you're looking for. Otherwise, there's the R5. That's also a powerful camera. Okay, it's not the R3, but it's a very very powerful camera. There's also the R6, smaller resolution. But to answer your question, if that's your demand, speed, durability, and top-notch AF, then go for it. R3, R3.
And how about you, Ian, no, sa video? I remember nag-shoot ka na ng USR, tama ba, no?
Yeah,
Last
the
time. Oo.
last time I used the R5. So, but
Oo.
ngayon, like what I'm using right now, I'm using the EOS R. So, for
Oo.
me, kung talagang kailangan mo sa iyong
Mag-upgrade doon. So, yeah.
professional videographer mo, if you're shooting more of fast cars, fast motorcycles, or you're into really yung mga run and gun shoots na pwedeng magamit yung mga features na to, and then medyo nakukulangan ka pa sa EOS R kahit powerful na siya, then this is a good camera for an upgrade. So kami,
Yeah.
yun, kailangan namin to sa TV show namin na R-Ride PH. So
Ito
padating
yung
na
kay
kayo
ano, no? Kay Joe Tarok ba yun? Tama ba yun? Tama ba?
kay Jay Tarok. So
Jay pala.
uh,
Jay.
Okay.
Tama.
So, this Saturday, we'll be shooting at Clark Speedway. So, imagine na lang kung nakadala na kami, may hawak na kami R3 this Saturday.
Nako, di bale, marami pa nga. Sabi ko nga kanina, marami pang opportunities yan. So, definitely, ano tayo niyan, makakakuha pa rin tayo niyan. Ito meron lang specific question lang for Jijo, no? I'm a sports photographer and considering the EOS R3 as my next camera, what is the main difference of this camera to the 1DX Mark III? And can I still use my EF lenses in the EOS R3?
Okay. So to rephrase the question, basically, the question is, why would you choose the R3 over the 1DX Mark III? Comparing it, di ba? Tama ba?
Yeah, I think comparing it
Yeah. The main difference.
to 1DX Mark III.
Okay. Okay. All right. Main differences. First off, for me personally, if you choose the R mirrorless, you now have access to the wonderful world of the RF lenses. Okay. I use the EF lenses for many years. They're exceptional, but the RF lenses are just really, so modern and just revolutionary. So you cannot mount an RF lens on a DSLR, so you're gonna miss out if you don't use a mirrorless. So if you choose the mirrorless, the R3, then you now have access to the wonderful world of RF lenses. So that's that. Next is the eye controlled AF. I talked about it earlier. I don't know if you were listening, but the R3 has eye controlled AF and a revamped, improved AF system, which is even better than the 1DX Mark III. Okay, so there's that. Of course, you have the articulating LCD, which gives you more options for composing, for your angles, for your framing. That's another addition in the R3 that you don't have with the 1DX Mark III. And then the weight. The weight. I mentioned earlier, it's more than 40% lighter than the 1DX Mark III. Mas magaan. Mas magaan siya. Mas maliit, mas compact, but even more powerful. Okay. And another one, it shoots 50% more frames. At 30 frames per second, it shoots 50% more than the 1DX Mark III. So for fast shooting, I'm assuming because of your question, you're shooting sports in action or wildlife. 50% more frames is is a lot. Okay, so 20 frames per second of the 1DX Mark III as compared to the 30 frames of this R3, that's 50% more. So that's 5 reasons for you to choose the R3 over the 1DX Mark III.
All right. Okay. So, actually, puro mga request. Ang daming nakikinig and ang daming nagpapa-shout out. So, guys, kung hindi ko ma-mention yung mga names ninyo, sorry. Pero, these are so far mga names appearing. J. Prisky Pilapil, of course, John Rafael Flores, Wency Pangutalan. Guys, thank you for watching. I know nagpapa-shout out of course yung mga suki pa din natin no na nakikinig, Yves Tadeus, Olympus, yan si Arlene Donaire, Mon Jose, yan mga Jong Medina. These are people who've been watching our Canon Talks, yung iba mga bago na nakikinig natin. Guys, um, uh, we still have to, to get some inputs from our speakers, no. So, okay, let's give our guests, no, here tonight, their final thoughts, no, and message for viewers about, the newly launched, Canon EOS R3. Jijo, would you like to start?
Yeah. I just want to go back to what I said earlier. Uh, this is an exciting camera for me as a sports and action photographer, and I'm happy that as it is from the beginning. Uh, the letter R in the EOS R means revolutionary. We keep coming out with wonderful camera that levels up the game, and I'm very happy with that. But more importantly, I really feel that Canon strongly listened to or carefully listened to the professionals when they designed and built this camera. And so, what does that mean? We really have a camera right now that will work with many different situations. As better than our previous models. This is a camera that you should consider if you are into fast shooting. You need fast frames, fast AF. You need durability. You need flexibility, and shooters who don't want to worry about their gear anymore. Just go out there and shoot. This is the camera for you. The camera for you. So I invite you to check out this camera. It will be. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this already, but okay, watch out for more about this camera. Stay tuned. We're doing more. This is not the end of our activities for this camera. Watch out for more, and I invite you to stay tuned so that you get to experience more of it.
Definitely, Jijo, there will be series of some talks about R3 until we finally announce our pre-order. So soon na yan, no? Soon na yan. So hintayin nyo
Well,
lang and
I'll jump the gun and say now, I have a feeling we're gonna have a local launch, maybe. So stay
why
tuned.
not? I mean, antayin ninyo, no? That we are already preparing all these things, no? So how about you, Ian? No? Do you have any mga final thoughts to our or message to our viewers in relation to
Um,
R3?
Syempre, no, what I love about being with Sir Jijo, nasasabi niya na lahat, eh. Hindi niya na ako napahihirapan, kaya gustong-gusto kasama sa mga meeting engagements.
Expert yan
Oo,
siya.
nagagalitin ako dahil nasabi niya na eh. But, yun nga, kung parang ginawa to kay Sir Jijo, itong R3, it's like built for me din eh. So, what I like with the Canon cameras na lumalabas, pa-versatile na lumalabas. So, bagay na bagay sa mga shooters who are versatile, kahit na ano shoot. So, watch out. Marami pang lalabas. So,
Yes.
sana
Kaya nga
makakahawak na
sabi
tayo.
niya, kaya nga tama-tama yung title, Born to Rule. Definitely it will
Yes.
rule the photography community in the Philippines. And
Saka
of course,
videography, di ba?
Of course, definitely, definitely. Si Miss Maricris, any message, no, about EOS R3, no, for our viewers?
Ah, alam ko mas excited pa kayo sa amin magkaroon nitong Canon EOS R3 camera, no? Pero siguro mas excited talaga kami kung ano yun, ma-experience namin talaga, mahawakan tong camera na to. 'Di ba? Kasi yung mga features niya ngayon na pag-uusapan natin, what more pa? Baka nga mayroon pang ma-discover sa Sir Jijo sa may camera. So, hindi natin alam. Kaya sa akin ngayon pa lang nire-recommend ko na tong camera na to.
Thank you very much, Marie Chris and Jijo and Ian. But of course, for more product knowledge, Canon events and workshop, please visit Canon PH Facebook page and follow the EOS R3 journey and watch out for the pre-order announcement. And as I said, soon na yan. So, hintayin nyo lang. Mag-ipon na kayo at definitely darating na yan in the market. No? But before we finally conclude, let me show to you again our current Canon promos to avail, for you to avail. So, Jeff, would you like to show again some of the, reminder lang ito, no? But you can see them, yung mga details talaga nito sa Canon Facebook PH, Canon PH Facebook page. Yan, sorry. Yeah, of course, yung September mega sale natin, as we said, until September 30, so you can avail of all these cameras that are being showed to you. Of course, we're catering to professionals. Sabi nga namin, Canon understands financial situations of people right now during pandemic. That's why they're offering 6 months, zero interest. They're just spreading the amount for you to avail a professional camera. So talagang tama-tama, magpapasko na. So definitely, maraming paggagamitan yan. So, but still, 6 months to pay, zero interest, RP, the R6 and the R5. So, yon, just visit Canon PH. And then, of course, for the vloggers out there, yan, ang dami nating mga pwedeng natin, yung mga M50 and all this cameras na for vloggers. So, perfect ito because of the discounts and freebies na may nila. All right? So, yeah, and then for content creators, we tailored fit the price for you guys para lang for you to avail of this camera. Yan. So, and then aside from that, so ang dami naming mga promos for our camera. So just visit Canon PH Facebook. All right. So that's all for tonight, guys. Thank you so much, Jijo de Guzman, Ian Celis, and of course, Miss Maricris, Fabi Carlos, for your generosity, to share your experience, your knowledge, your talagang yung expertise, and in relation to our R3 and how R3 will help you, guys, into portraiture, landscape, lalo na sa sports, yung mga may mga events and activities, and of course landscape na R3 is really perfect for you guys, at all the conveniences nandun, and of course superb features and amazing mga yung character, the camera itself is so powerful talagang. This is something to look forward to. So just wait for the pre-order announcement. So thank you guys for all all your time and effort of listening to us and viewing. Watching us. And again, this is Aaron Garcia saying good night to all and stay safe. Goodbye, guys.
Good night.
Bye. Thank you.
Canon, delighting you always.